Buying a property is an important milestone in nearly every Malaysian's life, which is why it is so important that we are able to trust our real estate agent when we are buying or selling a property. Recently, we have talked to PropNex, an established real estate agency in Malaysia with more than a decade of experience, to hear their stories and challenges in the property industry.
Can say that there's a lot of changes. Everything is keep on changing. I can just make it simple. 3 keywords that what is the changing is actually first is the consumer nowadays. They are very knowledgeable. They can access any property info, any investment strategy anytime, anywhere. Secondly is about the technology advancement. Nowadays it's already moving forwards. We have to start using all those, embrace the IT. And last time, like you do advertising, you can just go for the newspaper, but now it's all have to go to the technology website, Facebook, Instagram. Thirdly one, that is the building. Nowadays property is everywhere, and you can see all the development is actually have different of design, have different of architectures, and there's a lot of property out there. So that means that consumer nowadays have a lot of choices. PropNex always believe that we're building people before building the business. Okay, that's why we want to ensure all our negotiators apply the same culture and value that we have. Our main core value is care, C-A-R-E. Care, C means for continuous self-improvement. We want to ensure all our negotiators always improvement themselves in terms of knowledge, in terms of skills. That's why we have provide a lot of trainings to them. A is autonomy and entrepreneurship. We ensure our negotiators have the mindset of entrepreneur, because once you have the entrepreneur mindset, that means a lot of things that you will take a lot of proactive. And R is respect and concern. No matter who people, what type of people that you're dealing with, always my respect and concern. Then only the trust will be building up. And E is ethical and integrity, because in this industry we're dealing with all those money and all those building, investment. All this must be ethical and integrity. We also know that outside there's quite a number is negotiators. They sometimes will act like that. It's because they're focusing on sales. That's why we provide the trainings that to our negotiators that we are adding value to our client. Once we adding value to our client is we will tend to listen what is their requirement. Because we here provide service to our client, we need to understand what is their requirement. Then only you're able to link them or let them know that which is the good investment that allowed them to really go into it and buy their home sweet home. And another part that is very important that consumer out there must always deal with the right negotiators. That is that they're registered. This is the brand that every negotiator dealing with owner or tenant or buyer, they must be registered. They will have their own RAN number. So they can actually, owner or consumer, they can actually go on the LPPEH to check whether this negotiator is registered or not. Nowadays, the information is everywhere. That's why we also encourage our agents, and we PropNex also have a consumer seminar, consumer empower seminar. We want to empower the consumer, because nowadays we can say that this is also a very good investment, that also a very good investment everywhere. But I will advise the consumer, you need to do your own study as well. Because nowadays it's very easy to get the information. Don't just blindly go into it. Consumer also need to do their own survey to check, because nowadays it's very easy. You can get the negotiator. We always get our negotiator to provide the transaction data, how is the market here, the past transactions. So from these informations, I believe strongly consumer will have a very good knowledge and information to make their final decision on that. For me, I overall seeing that whole operations of the company, and at the same time I'm also the principal. That's why I actually guiding our agents must always be professional. So whatever things that other than training, we will always give the trainings that what is the do and don't in the market or as a negotiator. This is what our training always provided. Okay, another thing that there's only any complaint or any feedback, I'm the one who will receive it, then I will actually go through it. And some of it that need to advertise or send it flyer or go to the public, I will go through it before it's really send it up to the market out there. It won't be replaced, but we can work together. Okay, we need to embrace the IT. Right now, like example, now foreigner cannot come into Malaysia, right? We actually using the technologies to ensure we still can continue serve our foreign client. They can use it, show the property to Zoom, okay, and then we can have send them the visual 3D to them. And that's why we PropNex also invest a lot of capital into this product as well. We have our own apps that allow our agents to get all the informations and updated the info. And at the same time, in future, we will redesign another apps called PA apps. I mean, a bit elderly one, they might not be useful, but I know that a lot of them started to adapt it. Okay, and if we didn't adapt it, didn't embrace it, you will be replaced. So why not we embrace it? That's why we also encourage our agents, negotiators to actually embrace the IT. Like you can post your whatever advertisement to social media using the video, YouTube. That's why you can see nowadays you need to have your personal branding, like become a KOL.
Okay.
Personal branding to all this social media is very fast.